what goes up.
Oi, Marie! Oi, Marie!
Deep in the heart of Texas.
The shadow knows.
I bet it's Manischewitz.
No, lady. I buy strictly American.
Time now for spinning my dad's vinyl. Here with all his skips, scratches, and pops is my dad, Frank Vaccarello.
Thanks, sweetie. And thank you for tuning into episode 192 of Spinning My Dad's Vinyl. Here is the first of two from Doris my dad had, and it's just some downright pretty music. She's got a soft, delicate voice. I can see why Colonel Potter fell in love with her, but that's a story for later in this episode. A car accident cut her budding dancing career short, but she showed off her voice on radio in Cincinnati and ended up attaining fame in both music and movies. So, get ready to hear one of the most popular and acclaimed singers of the 20th century in Volume 192, Daydreaming.
I'm wild again, beguiled again, a simpering, whimpering child again, bewitched, bothered and bewildered am I. Couldn't sleep and wouldn't sleep, then love came and told me I shouldn't sleep, bewitched, bothered and bewildered am I. Lost my heart, but what of it? He is cold, I agree. He can laugh, but I love it, although the laugh's on me. I'll sing to him, each spring to him, and long when I come, bewitched, bothered and bewildered am I.
You sing to him, spring to him,
and long for the day when I cling to him, bewitched, bothered and bewildered am I.
There is Doris Day with Bewitched, Bothered, and Bewildered, which at some point along the line was just shortened to Bewitched. It's a standard composed by Richard Rodgers with the lyrics by Lorenz Hart for the 1940 Broadway musical Pal Joey. Okay, why this record for this episode? Well, because quite frankly, I couldn't pass it up anymore. While Doris only had 5 songs ever on the Billboard Hot 100, 2 coming in at the top spot, most of her success was before that chart even started in 1958, because she would have had quite a few more before then. But she was good for sales. Her recordings sold over 16 million records. That's just some of the things I discovered about her once I decided to listen to this record with the bright blue cover and Day's big smiling face filling most of it. And by the looks of that photo, I don't think she's only happy sometimes.
Sometimes I'm happy, sometimes I'm blue. My disposition depends on you. I never mind the rain from the skies if I can find the sun in your eyes. Sometimes I love you, sometimes I hate you, but when I hate you, it's 'cause I love you. That's how I am. So what can I do? I'm happy when I'm with you.
Sometimes I love you, sometimes I hate you,
but when I hate you, it's 'cause I love you. That's how I am. So what can I do? I'm happy when I'm with you.
we're happy when we're with you.
Sometimes I'm Happy, with music written by Vincent Youmans and words by Irving Caesar. Okay, let me tell you about my dad's vinyl I have chosen for this episode. Doris Day, Daydreams, on the Columbia label, number CL624. It's a vinyl LP album format. It was released June 13th, 1955. Its genre is pop and its style is vocal. We will hear 6 of the 12 songs from this album. Now, the liner notes are extensive, so I will pull out a few important parts. When Doris Day was named as Success of the Year by a musical magazine, there was no question whatever about the correctness of the choice. For in 1948, she zoomed from the equivocal position of a highly promising singer to that of one of the country's top recording artists and an established movie star on the strength of a handful of records and a single motion picture. This was partly because Doris brought to music and films a quality that had too long been missing, a sort of breezy freshness and then intimate directness of appeal. More important, it was suddenly discovered that she was a superlative songstress and an ingratiating performer. To rhythm numbers, she brings a brisk, sparkling enthusiasm that lights up even an ordinary song, while to ballads, Doris brings a sort of husky grace and an impression of genuine sincerity that has captivated an imposing number of listeners. For this collection of songs, she has chosen a group of established favorites that are regularly but infrequently heard, songs with a rather more sophisticated touch, both lyrically and musically, than is generally found. In them is some of her finest singing, brilliantly phrased and beautifully keyed to the mood of the song. With the assistance of a vocal group, Doris conjures up a series of exceptional romantic interludes, and concerned, as most of these songs are, with love requited and otherwise. They offer her an opportunity to display her remarkable talent for distilling the intimate magic that characterizes her singing. Here is popular artistry of a high order, applied by Doris Day to popular songs of the first rank. Okay, let's see what prices this record is being sold at on Discogs.com. $18.96 for a high and a 98-cent low, for a $4.78 average and a $2.45 median. It was last sold on August 21st, 2024 for $13. eBay had them from $4 to $25. Amazon was mostly the same, except it had a copy for $122 and a CD for $349. What were those people smoking? My dad's record is in poor condition. Lots of snaps, crackles, and pops. In fact, there are two tunes that skip so badly I can't play them. At first glance, the surface looks clean, but under closer inspection, you can see lots of little marks and small scratches. The cover, for the most part, is in better condition than most of my dad's records. There's some wear along the edges with a slight tear along the top near the opening. The sky blue background behind the headshot of Doris, taken by Theda and Emerson Hall, is still crystal clear. The word posted is stamped on the back with the thick green magic marker streak. My dad not only has his address label on the front, but it covers another label which covers a label from what I call the old house, the one we moved out of in 1964. So I will value my dad's vinyl at $1. Next up is another by the Broadway writing duo from the show opener, but I think the lyrics are extra special in this tune.
I didn't know what time it was. Then I met you. Oh, what a lovely time it was. How sublime it was, too. I didn't know what day it was. You held my hand, warm like the month of May it was, and I'll say it was grand to be alive, to be young, to be mad, to be yours alone. Grand to see your face, feel your touch, hear your voice say, I'm all your own. I didn't know what year it was. Life was no prize. I wanted love, and here it was, shining out of your eyes. I'm wise, and I know what time it is now. I wanted love, and here it was, shining out of your eyes. I'm wise, and I know what time it is now.
I Didn't Know What Time It Was, composed by Richard Rodgers with lyrics by Lorenz Hart for the 1939 musical Too Many Girls. Now let's learn a little bit about our featured artist. Doris Mary Ann Kappelhoff was born April 3, 1922 in Cincinnati, Ohio. She was an American actress and singer known as Doris Day. Day secured her first professional jobs as a vocalist on the WLW radio program Carlin's Carnival and in a local restaurant, Charlie Yee's Shanghai Inn. During her radio performances, she first caught the attention of Barney Rapp, who was seeking a female vocalist, and asked her to audition for the job. According to Rapp, he had auditioned about 200 other singers. In 1939, Rapp suggested the stage name Doris Day because the Kappelhoff surname was too long for marquees, and he admired her rendition of the song Day After Day. She first achieved commercial success in 1945 with two #1 recordings, Sentimental Journey and My Dreams Are Getting Better All the Time, with Les Brown and his band of renown. She left Brown to embark on a solo career. Her warm, wholesome persona became iconic in the 1950s and 60s, capturing the hearts of many with her effortless charm. She recorded more than 650 songs from 1947 to 1967, with hits like Sentimental Journey and Que Sera Sera, Whatever Will Be, which remains one of her signature songs. In addition to her impressive music career, Doris Day became a major Hollywood star, appearing in 39 feature films beginning with Romance on the High Seas in 1948. She was known for her roles in classic romantic comedies like Pillow Talk and Move Over Darling, often paired with leading men such as Rock Hudson and James Garner. Her transition from musicals to comedy solidified her as one of the top box office draws in America during the late 1950s and early 1960s. She was also a dedicated animal welfare advocate later in life, focusing on protecting animals, which we will explore more fully in a few minutes. Doris Day passed away on May 13, 2019 in Carmel Valley, California, at the age of 97. Well, my favorite Led Zeppelin tune is Nobody's Fault But Mine. This next tune is just a little softer, but it conveys the same sentiment.
I've only myself to blame, 'cause we're through. I've only myself to blame. What good would it do to blame someone who depended on you to be fair? I should have been glad for once to have had a love I'd no right to claim. But I played it smart. Then you broke my heart, and I've only myself to blame. What a shame. I've only myself to blame. I've only myself to blame, 'cause we're through. I've only myself to blame. What good would it do to blame someone who depended on you to be fair. I should have been glad for once to have had a love I'd no right to claim. But I played it smart. Then you broke my heart, and I've only myself to blame. What a shame. I've only myself to
I've Only Myself to Blame, written by David Mann and Red Evans. Time now for this episode's interesting side note, and it has to do with Day's animal welfare and HIV/AIDS activism. During the filming of The Man Who Knew Too Much, Day observed the mistreatment of animals at a marketplace scene and was inspired to act against animal abuse. She was so appalled at the conditions with which the animals used in filming were kept that she refused to work unless they received sufficient food and proper care. The production company erected feeding stations for the animals and fed them every day before Day would agree to return to work. In 1971, she co-founded Actors and Others for Animals and appeared in a series of newspaper advertisements denouncing the wearing of fur, along with Mary Tyler Moore, Angie Dickinson, and Jane Meadows. In 1978, Day founded the Doris Day Pet Foundation, now the Doris Day Animal Foundation. To complement the Doris Day Animal Foundation, she formed the Doris Day Animal League in 1987, a national nonprofit citizens lobbying organization on behalf of animals. Day actively lobbied the United States Congress in support of legislation designed to safeguard animal welfare on a number of occasions, and in 1995 she originated the annual World Spay Day. The DDAL merged into the Humane Society of the United States in 2006. The Doris Day Horse Rescue and Adoption Center, which helps abused and neglected horses, opened in 2011 in Murchison, Texas, on the grounds of an animal sanctuary started by Day's late friend, author Cleveland Amory. Day contributed $250,000 toward the founding of the center. A posthumous auction of 1,100 of Day's possessions in April 2020 generated $3 million for the Doris Day Animal Foundation. Day also actively engaged in HIV/AIDS awareness for many years. Her commitment was primarily focused on raising awareness and fundraising for HIV/AIDS research. She co-organized several fundraising events for HIV/AIDS related charities and provided financial contributions to research and support programs for individuals affected by the disease. In 2011, the Canadian magazine Gay Globe paid tribute to Doris Day by featuring on the cover of their number 79 edition. Up next, such language, Doris.
Darn that dream I dream each night. You say you love me and you hold me tight, but when I wake you're out of sight. Oh, darn that dream. Darn your lips, darn your eyes. They lift me high above the moonlit skies. Then I tumble out of paradise. Oh, darn that dream. Darn that one-track mind of mine. It can't understand that you don't care. Just to change the mood I'm in, I'd welcome a nice old nightmare. Darn that dream, and bless it too. Without that dream, I never would have you. But it haunts me, and it won't come true. Oh, darn that dream. Just to change the mood I'm in, I'd welcome a nice old nightmare. Darn that dream and bless it too. Without that dream, I never would have you. But it haunts me, and it won't come true. Oh, darn that dream.
Darn That Dream, written by Eddie DeLange and Jimmy Van Heusen. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode as much as I enjoyed bringing it to you. I really got a kick out of listening to this album. The soft music with the pretty lyrics and gentle voice just kept me in such a calm mood. Plus, I really loved listening closely to the lyrics. Such a simpler time. And how could I possibly not mention an immense MASH connection to this singer? I mentioned it in a much earlier episode, but I'm going to present it in a different way this time. In Season 6, Episode 18 is titled Your Hit Parade. Radar, the company clerk, was charged with keeping the personnel at the 4077 entertained and then distracted as a deluge of wounded hit the camp. He did so by playing music over the PA system, acting like a cool DJ. During the episode, Colonel Potter kept requesting Sentimental Journey by Doris Day. Near the end of the night, Potter explained why. I always thought it was a great story, even if it is fictional.
Again? Colonel, there's got to be something special about that record for you.
Yeah, there is, but I don't know if I should tell you boys.
Oh, come on, Daddy. We want a story.
Well, every time I hear that song, it reminds me of a very special young lady.
Mildred?
No, after Mildred.
Oh.
Happened about a dozen years ago when I was stationed at Fort Dix. One night, some of the boys and I went up to New York to hear Les Brown and his band of renown. Well, I was sort of just looking around when suddenly, walking across the dance floor, there she was, this willowy, blonde beauty. I was in love. Well, the band started playing, the vocalist started singing Sentimental Journey. I looked up to see that I had fallen in love with Doris Day. I'm glad Mildred wasn't there. I couldn't have handled it. I have never taken her to a Doris Day movie. I've seen them all, alone. Sometimes I feel bad that Mildred doesn't know. But then I remember Doris doesn't know either.
I guess Colonel Potter just had a great imagination.
Imagination is funny. It makes a cloudy day sunny. makes a bee think of honey, just as I think of you. Imagination is crazy. Your whole perspective gets hazy. Starts you asking a daisy what to do, what to do. Have you ever felt a gentle touch, and then a kiss, and then find it's only your imagination again? Oh well, imagination is silly. You go around willy-nilly. For example, I go around wanting you, and yet I can't imagine that you want me to. Imagination is silly. You go around willy-nilly. For example, I go around wanting you, and yet I can't imagine that you want me to.
Imagination, with music by Jimmy Van Heusen and words by Johnny Burke. And there you have selections from a delicate, soft voice that sold 16 million records. So thanks for tuning into Volume 192, Daydreaming However You Did. If you want more information about this show, head over to spinningmydadsvinyl.com. I'll be back next week with all my skips, scratches, and pops for Volume 193, Birdland Stars Tour 2. Until then, go with the flow, my friends.